Hello everybody, my name is Ben, also known as Scorpio, and welcome to the 2020 Ultimate Small Room Setup Tour. So here we are yet again, another year, another setup tour. I believe I said in the last setup tour that I had no idea what I wanted to change for the upcoming year, but I've made quite a few changes, so I'm excited for you to see them. Just quickly before we get into it, I just want to thank everyone for the amazing support over the last year. The channel has grown massively and I really appreciate all the support. So any of you that have already seen any previous episodes of the room tour, you've probably noticed quite a few changes already, but I'm going to showcase them all in this video, so sit tight and let's get into it. So starting with probably the least interesting side of the room, as you can see I've decided to put two large A1 posters up on the wall. For now we've got Avengers Endgame and Detective Pikachu, two great movies in my opinion. Also, I can't forget to mention the amazingly soft blanket that I recommend you all get. It was so good, in fact I bought another one as you can see. They're not only cheap, but they're amazingly soft and they make the room feel so much more cozy, especially in the winter. As always, I'll try and link every product in the description to make it as easy as possible for you guys. So here on my bedside table you can see a little mini Christmas tree, which is currently replacing the bonsai, but I'll come to that later. We've also got an Amazon Alexa and this touch lamp, which is also RGB capable, so if you long press on the side it will cycle through a range of colours and you can pause on whichever colour you want. I can easily recommend this lamp, it makes a great addition for not much money. Also on my desk, I've recently wrapped my iPhone 6s Plus, which is now my old phone. I'm using the iPhone 11 Pro Max to record this video now. Also on the desk there is a remote, my Apple Watch and a couple of RGB remotes. I got a lot of questions regarding lighting last year, so the RGB strip on the back of the TV plugs directly via a USB into the TV itself, which means there's no plug, which is a real bonus in my opinion. I've also got one smaller RGB strip on the back of the Cubic unit you can see there, which is also controlled via the same remote, which is really useful. This small RGB remote controls the RGB spotlights that sit inside the Cubic unit. This is really useful because it saves having to manually adjust them. I really love these RGB spotlights, but the huge issue they have is that they are battery powered, the ones I have anyway, and they absolutely eat through batteries like nothing you've ever seen. So if you are interested in adding these to your setup, just beware that they take 3 AAA batteries each, so make sure that you've got the money to spend on batteries when you need them. However, aside from that, these lights are fantastic. As you can see, I've got a blue light to represent PlayStation, white to represent my Blu-rays, and green to represent Xbox. So, moving on to the top of the Cubic unit, I've gone for a more nature theme this year, so I've got a selection of cacti and different succulents and things to try and bring the whole aesthetic of the room together a bit. The PlayStation Icons light on the screen now is one of the best additions I've made, and it only cost about £20, maybe even cheaper now. The lights run either off a USB cable or via batteries, so the choice is yours. Link in the description for that one as well. Another addition to the setup is the Venus flytrap. I keep this one on the windowsill because it does require a lot of light, similarly to the bonsai tree, which is now outside in the greenhouse to make sure it gets enough light throughout the winter. Also on top of the unit is the Samsung soundbar. The subwoofer for this sits underneath the bed, so it's quite atmospheric when I'm watching a movie or something. The TV, which we'll come to shortly, has 4 HDMIs, which allows me to connect my Xbox, PlayStation 4, Switch and into the soundbar itself. As you can see, the Xbox and PlayStation sit on the right side of the unit. It doesn't look like they have much room, but they have plenty of room to breathe and none of them have overheated, and I make sure to clean them regularly as well. So the TV is a 55-inch Samsung, it's a 4K Ultra HD HDR LED, that's a mouthful, but it's an absolutely gorgeous TV, although it's a few years old now. The TV also comes pre-installed with a great selection of apps such as Netflix, YouTube and Amazon Prime, which makes viewing effortless. You probably can't tell through YouTube, but watching 4K content on this TV is an absolute pleasure. Moving swiftly on to the shelving units that sit between my TV and my PC gaming setup. I've made a few new additions this year, some of them may have just been new Funko Pops, but as you can see, I've also added some greenery down there which we'll look at in a second. At the top we've got the Skyrim frame poster, which I moved from behind my desk monitors last year. I know Funko Pops aren't for everyone, and I originally didn't like them, but I think they're a great way to represent games that have impacted you over the years. So as you can see, I've got figures from Halo, Borderlands, The Witcher and many more. I added some more greenery here, although it is fake greenery from IKEA. As well as the plant, I've also added a few extra Funko Pops as I mentioned. I also have the iPhone 11 Pro Max box sat on top of my PC, as well as Baby Groot. The idea of the plant was to hide the RGB strip that runs up the wall to the underside of the shelves. Cable management has been one of my top priorities this year, so it's important to try and hide them wherever I can. Putting this all together required a little bit of DIY, but wasn't too difficult. As you can see at the end, I added an RGB strip extender which runs behind the TV and up to the top shelf. Overall, I'm really happy with how this area of the room came out, although I have one issue, and that is the fact that I struggle to find a lighting source for the top shelf. I feel like at night when all of the lights aren't on, the top figures will not get lit up at all, and I'm not really sure how to go about that. I've tried spotlights, I've tried an RGB strip, but nothing quite works, so if you've got any ideas, please put them down below. So now it's time to finally move on to the area that has received the most changes this year. And for those of you that have been watching my room tours since 2015, I'm sure you've noticed a lot of changes so far. For my headset, I opted for the SteelSeries Arctis 5. These are gorgeous headphones. They are a very reasonable price. They're customizable, they're lightweight, and they're sleek. What more could you ask for? The only thing I can't comment on is the quality of the microphone on this headset. I actually use a desktop mic, which I'm using now, so I've never actually had to use the microphone, but I have heard good things. The headphones also have a volume slider and a handy mute button on the back, which makes life easy, and also the white colour of these headphones perfectly matches my new setup, which I'm really happy with. The SteelSeries Engine 3 software that the headset comes with also allows you to quickly change the colours of the headset, as well as swapping between audio profiles with the click of the button. Moving on to the other peripherals on my desk, I've still got the same keyboard and mouse that I'd had last year, so that's the Razer Mamba Tournament Edition as well as the Razer Black Widow Chroma keyboard. I do plan on changing these soon. I'm just waiting for Razer to release their Quartz mechanical keyboard in the UK layout. I think they only do the US version at the moment, so I'm just waiting them to finish up with that. As you can see, I hide the USB under my keyboard, which connects into my microphone. I don't like keeping it on the desk all the time because it is quite bulky, but when I'm recording like this or playing games, I do plug it in, but it keeps it clean in the meantime. Again, looking at cable management, I've drilled a hole through the desk at the back, which allows me to hide the keyboard cable, as well as the mouse and microphone cable. This allows me to keep my desk clutter free, while still maintaining the reliability you get with peripherals that are wired. I'm also still using the same dual monitors as last year. They're the Asus VG247 8QEs. They are 144Hz and 1080p, which is almost a bit lacking at this point in time, so I'm looking to upgrade them in the next couple of years. Also, I upgraded to a monitor arm, which is much cleaner than having this stand. As well, for the lighting on the back, I've run an RGB strip all the way around the back of the dual monitors, which casts a really nice glow onto the back wall on the Nanoleafs as well. As you can see, I've also got one RGB strip that runs the length of the desk, which is 150cm wide. This allows me to have sort of dual colour combinations or match them up if I wanted to. Now moving on to possibly my favourite upgrade over the last year, it's the introduction of the Nanoleafs. The Nanoleaf light panels are just absolutely gorgeous, there's no other way to put it. They're extremely bright, they're extremely vibrant, they're extremely customisable. They're the perfect addition, although quite pricey. The Nanoleaf Smarter Kit that I bought came with a rhythm music panel which allows it to sync with music, as well as the recent feature that Nanoleaf added which allows it to sync to your screen, as you can see here. It's far from perfect, but it makes the immersion levels much higher, especially if you get flashbanged in a game like CS. You're literally blinded in real life as well. Gaming chair has been a difficult topic for me. As you can see, I hardly have any room to move backwards, so finding a chair that's sleek while still comfortable and good for my back has been a challenge. This is one of the best chairs that I could find. It really supports my back well and fits under the desk nicely, while still being sleek and fitting into the setup seamlessly. That's right, we're back to cable management again. As you can see, there's no cables visible from the underside of the desk, and that is because I've added a 1 meter length of cable trunking, which has significantly improved how my desk and cable management looks. For anyone that's planning to build their setup in the next couple of years, I highly recommend a box like this, somewhere where you can keep all of your cable ties, any batteries you might need, cleaning fluid for your screens, microfiber cloths, sellotape, and any other products that you might need quick access to when building your setup. It's been really useful for me, so I recommend you do it too. As well as that, I can highly recommend getting a box where you keep all of your tools, any PC components, cables, RGB bits and bobs, just anything you need quick access to, because it's going to make life so much easier down the line, trust me. Another new addition to the setup this year is the desk and the drawers. The worktop is from IKEA, it's called the Linmon I believe, in white, and the drawers are Alex drawers also from IKEA. Links in the description for both of those. Fantastic piece of kit, and it's really cheap too. Just having a quick peek inside the drawers, on the left side I usually keep a book that I'm reading at the time. I got this Marvel book for Christmas, so it's nice to just pull out and have a read every now and again. So in the drawer underneath we've got my selection of handheld consoles. On the right there we've got the 3DS, middle PS Vita, and on the left of course the Nintendo Switch, as well as a selection of games as well. Plugging the Switch in, at the moment I've just got these sort of the adapter thing on the floor, which isn't ideal, but it works for now. Simply pop it in and it shows up on the screen. Also for the Switch, I've got this awesome carry case and then a mini case inside it, which allows me to just pop it in my bag and take it to work so I can play at lunch, and I've also got the Pro Controller in there as well. So now the moment we've been waiting for. The new PC build has finally arrived. This thing has taken a lot of my money over the last year. I've upgraded the CPU, I've upgraded the case, I've upgraded the motherboard, I've upgraded the RAM. The only thing left for me to do really now is the graphics card. I'm just waiting on Nvidia's 3080 Ti, so I'm just going to splash out and go for it. I think it'll be a great matchup for my i9 9900K, as well as my 32GB of RAM. This gorgeous case is the Corsair Crystal 570X in white. I absolutely love its pieces. Because the case is surrounded by 4 gorgeous tempered glass panels, as well as being in white, it allows any light inside the case to reflect and bounce, and it makes a gorgeous addition to the desk. As you can see here, any colours pop so vibrantly. By using the Corsair iCUE software, you can customise every single LED, whether it be on an LED strip, on the fans or on the RAM. It's absolutely incredible. I won't go too in depth on the parts that I've got inside this case, but if you are interested, all of the details are in the description. Just thought I'd quickly show you, I have quite a collection of games, 837 apparently according to the GOG launcher. Yeah, I think I've got a problem. Anyway, back to business. Just to show you the last couple of things in my room, in my top drawer on the right hand side I've got a couple of quick access screwdrivers, some more cable ties, bits and bobs, USBs, 3 knives, very random I know, and pens and pencils and that kind of thing. In the drawer underneath I've got my 8TB backup, which I do monthly, as well as my DSLR and some steelbooks. I really enjoy photography as a hobby, and this camera's been a great starter camera, although I'll likely be looking to upgrade it in the next few years or so. But overall I'm extremely happy with how the whole thing turned out. For such a small room, I think I've really got the most out of it at this point. I'm struggling to see what I will update for next year, if anything, but I'm sure I'll think of something. So there we have it, another year, another setup tour. I'm absolutely in love with how everything's turned out. I hope you really like it too. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.